All right, so this is going to be just a quick summary of conversions, and I'm going to give you kind of a chart that's a really nice, handy tool to kind of give you a shortcut to solving between these things and make sure you're setting them up correctly. So the first thing, the central idea here is the mole. The first thing we looked at was how to go from the number of moles to number of atoms or molecules or formula units, whatever you might be dealing with. So you all set that up by writing out what you're given, in this case 5 moles of carbon atoms. So you're going to cancel moles and we want the number of atoms. So then obviously you're going to use Avogadro's number, and it's 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms per mole. So you would end up multiplying by Avogadro's number to get your answer. If you're going the other direction, if you're starting with a number of something, in this case molecules of CO2, and you want to know how many moles, you would end up dividing by Avogadro's number so that the number cancels out and you get moles for your answer. Likewise, we looked at converting between moles and grams. If you want to go from moles to grams, to cancel moles, you would put the molar mass of whatever it is that you're working with on the top. So in this case, if we have 5 moles of carbon atoms, we know that the molar mass of carbon is 12.01 grams. If you're going from grams to moles, in this case grams of CO2, you would end up dividing by the molar mass of, in this case, carbon dioxide. And then going between moles and liters at STP, to go from moles to liters, you would end up multiplying by 22.4. And if you're going from liters to moles, you'd end up dividing by 22.4. So let's put that kind of in our chart here. So if I want to go from moles to the number of something, I'm going to be using Avogadro's number. And to go from moles into this direction, I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to draw my arrow here. So if I want to go from moles to the number of atoms, I'm going to multiply by Avogadro's number. If I want to go the other direction, I'm going to end up dividing by Avogadro's number. Likewise, if I'm dealing with the relationship between grams and moles, I'm going to be using the molar mass in this case. I'll be multiplying to go from moles to grams, and I'll be dividing by the molar mass to go from grams to moles. And then between moles and liters, and I have to do this at STP. If it's not at STP, there's something else that we'll have to do later. But for now, we can use the 22.4 liters per mole. So I'm going to go times 22.4 to get to liters. And I'm going to divide by 22.4 to go to moles. And then I just call this my mole man. Put some eyes there. Give him a mouth. Give him a hairy mole. There you go. So I'm going to give this to you to use. You can either print this off. I'll have it posted in the folder there for you. Otherwise, you can just open it up in another tab if you want to use it, or you can ignore it altogether and just use dimensional analysis. But this is a good way, even when you're using dimensional analysis, to make sure that you're setting it up correctly. So hopefully it helps.